पहला सवाल 7 करोड़ के क्या लगता है सही होगा?
The non-cooperation movement officially began in January 1920, June 1920, September 1920, December 1920. Wrong answer. September 1920. Which Congress committee? Sorry. Who led the non-cooperation movement? Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Mahatma Gandhi. Wrong answer. Mahatma Gandhi. The non-cooperation movement was launched at which Congress session? The non-cooperation movement was launched at which Congress session? Surat, Lucknow, Delhi, Nagpur, Kolkata. नागपुर. क्या बोला इन्होंने? ऑप्शन ही नहीं था. रॉन्ग. The movement was launched against which British action? The movement was launched against which British action? Simon Commission, Rowlatt Act, Vernacular Press Act, Pitt's India Act. Rowlatt Act. हाँ भाई. The non-cooperation movement was linked with protest against. The non-cooperation movement was linked with protest against Jallianwala Bagh, Khilafat issue, both A and B, none. Correct. The Khilafat issue was related to which country? Iran, Turkey, Iraq, Egypt. Correct answer.
Correct है?
Who were the main leader of the Khilafat movement? Nehru brothers. Who were the main leaders of the Khilafat movement? Nehru brothers, Ali brothers, Bose brothers, Patel brothers. Correct answer. The main aim of non-cooperation movement was to. The main aim of non-cooperation movement was to demand the separate electorates, end British rule peacefully, demand dominion status, support World War First. Wrong answer. End British rule peacefully. Which of the following was not part of non-cooperation? Boycott the foreign goods, boycott of law courts, participation in elections, boycott of government schools. दोबारा आंसर सुनो. Boycott of foreign goods, boycott of law courts, participation in elections, boycott of government schools. Correct answer. The slogan Swaraj is 1 year. The slogan Swaraj in 1 year was given by Tilak, Nehru, Bose, Mahatma Gandhi. Wrong answer. Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. The movement emphasized use of foreign cloth, khadi and charkha, British education, British courts. Wrong answer. Khadi and charkha. Which title was surrendered? Which title was surrendered by Gandhi during the movement? Which title was surrendered by Gandhi during the movement? Sir. First is Sir. Second is Kaisre Hind. Third is Kaisre Hind Medal. Fourth is Bharat Ratna. Correct answer. Kaisre Hind Medal. Lawyer who gave up practice included. Lawyer who gave up practice included Motilal Nehru, C.R. Das, Rajendra Prasad, all of the above. Correct answer. Which educational institutions were promoted as alternatives? Which educational institutions were promoted as alternatives? Aligarh Muslim University, Banaras Hindu University, National Schools and Colleges, Oxford University.
National schools and colleges.
Correct answer. Non-cooperation movement was mainly based on. Non-cooperation movement was mainly based on violence, armed struggle, non-violence, revolution.
Non-violence.
Correct answer. The movement was withdrawn after which incident? The movement was withdrawn after which incident? Jallianwala, Chauri Chaura, Dandi March, Kakori case.
Sorry, sir.
Correct answer. Chauri Chaura incident took place in. Chauri Chaura incident took place in Punjab, Bihar, Bengal, Uttar Pradesh.
Bengal.
Wrong answer. Uttar Pradesh. The Chauri Chaura incident occurred in which year? 1920, 1921, 1922, 1923.
1921.
Wrong answer. 1922. What happens at Chauri Chaura? Protesters were fired upon, police stations was burnt, British officers resigned, Congress split.
Dobaरा.
Protesters were fired upon, police station was burnt, British officers resigned, Congress split.
Police station was burned.
Correct answer. गांधी हाँ करेक्ट.
ये गेम खेल लेना मोबाइल में टिक नहीं लगा रही सही से.
इनसे वो पेपर ले लो,
ऐसे.
ये नहीं चढ़ाएंगी. ओके, गांधी जी बिलीव्ड वायलेंस वुड, और क्या उसका सही का गलत कर दो तुम. दे दीजिए. Gandhi ji believed violence would strengthen movement, harm the cause of freedom, speed up independence, be ignored. Listen again. Strengthen movement, harm the cause of freedom, speed up independence, be ignored.
Speed of independence.
Wrong answer. Harm the cause of freedom. Which social class actively participated in the movement? Which social class actively participated in the movement? Peasants, students, workers, all of the above.
All of them.
Correct answer. Foreign goods boycott led to growth of. Foreign goods boycott led to growth of British industries, Indian industries, heavy industries, mining sector. Indian industries. Wrong answer. The non-cooperation movement marked entry of which group into politics? अगर खेलते पाएगा तुम्हारे 10 मार्क्स उड़ा देंगे. जब तुम्हारा होगा 50 होंगे तो 40 कर देंगे, 30 होंगे तो 20. Why were you not doing your work properly?
आप बोलिए तैयार तो कैसे बोलिए.
The non-cooperation movement marked entry of which group into politics? Princes, masses, British officials, industrialists.
Industries.
Masses. Wrong answer. Which language was promoted for national unity? Which language was promoted for national unity? English, Persian, Hindi, Urdu, and Sanskrit. Correct answer. Congress membership fee was reduced to. Congress membership fee was reduced to 10 rupees, 5 rupees, 1 rupees, 4 anaj. Correct answer, 4 anaj. Which British viceroy was in power during the movement? Which British viceroy was in power during the movement? Lord Curzon, Lord Ripon, Lord Reading, Lord Mountbatten. दोबारा सुनो ऑप्शन. Lord Curzon, Lord Ripon, Lord Reading, Lord Mountbatten.
Lord Reading.
Correct answer. The movement strengthened which industry? The movement strengthened which industry? Tea, coal, khadi, steel.
खाली.
Correct answer. Which movement, which woman leader participated actively? Which women leader participated actively? Sarojini Naidu, Kasturba Gandhi, Annie Besant, all of the above. The movement spread mainly in, sorry. The movement spread mainly in urban areas only, rural areas only, both rural and urban areas only, tribal areas only. Correct answer. The Congress adopted non-cooperation as official policy in. The Congress adopted non-cooperation as official policy in Bombay session, Nagpur session, Lahore session, Karachi session. Nagpur session.
Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong.
हाँ भाई हाँ, सुनाई भी देता है तुम्हें. The non-cooperation movement was the first mass movement led by Tilak, Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Bose. Correct answer. Which tax was refused by peasants during the movement? Which tax was refused by peasants during the movement? Salt tax, income tax, land revenue, custom duties. दोबारा सुनो ऑप्शन. Salt tax, income tax, land revenue, custom duty. Correct answer. Which of the following leaders opposed withdrawal of the movement? Which of the following leaders opposed withdrawal of the movement? Gandhi, C.R. Das, Patel, Rajendra Prasad. Okay. Gandhi, C.R. Das, Patel, Rajendra Prasad. Wrong answer. C.R. Das. After withdrawal, many leaders were promoted. After withdrawal, many leaders were. First one is promoted, second one is released, third one is arrested, fourth one is appointed ministers. Arrested. Correct answer. Wrong.
करेक्ट है रॉन्ग है.
इसका wrong है. Arrest बोला ना हमने. The movement showed the freedom struggle could be. The movement showed the freedom struggle could be elite based, mass based, army based, foreign based. Mass based. Wrong answer. Which symbol became popular during the movement? Which symbol became popular during the movement? Tricolor flag, charkha, lion capital, Ashok wheel. Wrong answer. Charkha. The non-cooperation movement encouraged. The non-cooperation movement encouraged first one British education, then English language, then national language, then foreign culture. Wrong.
नेशनल लैंग्वेज.
National language. The movement weakened. The movement weakened British rule by. The movement weakened British rule by armed revolt, boycott and non-cooperation. दोबारा ऑप्शन सुनो. आर्म्ड रिवोल्ट, दूसरा है बाइकॉट एंड नॉन कॉपरेशन, तीसरा है फॉरेन इन्वेजन, चौथा है कोर्ट केसेस. रॉन्ग आंसर. बाइकॉट एंड नॉन कॉपरेशन. Which section resigned from government services? Which section resigned from government services? Police only, army only, teachers only, and many government employees. Correct answer. The movement promoted unity between. The movement promoted unity between Hindu and Sikhs, Muslim and Christians, Hindu and Muslims, British and Indians. दोबारा ये सुन लो, कंफ्यूजिंग है थोड़ा. पहला है हिंदू एंड सिख, दूसरा है मुस्लिम एंड क्रिश्चियंस, तीसरा है हिंदू एंड मुस्लिम्स, और चौथा है ब्रिटिश एंड इंडियंस. करेक्ट है. Which newspaper supported the movement? Which newspaper supported the movement? Times of India, second one Young India, third one the Hindu only, or fourth one is Statesman. Wrong answer. Young India. ये अवार्ड हमें लग रहा है तुम लोगों तक जाएंगे वही होली के आसपास।
सर पेपर में
हाँ मार्च में
तो मार्च में पेपर है तो क्या करना है हमें?
क्या करना
क्या
उसके लिए हम तुम्हें घर के लिए याद करने तो देते नहीं है। तो जो पेपर का होगा वो घर के लिए याद करने के लिए देंगे। यहाँ पे उसका टेस्ट होगा, फिर जो समय बचेगा उसमें इसका टेस्ट होगा, और फिर संडे को तो ये हो गई। हर संडे का कितने 2 संडे और बचे। अगला वाला संडे मतलब फैब के लास्ट में तुम्हें मिल जाएगा 1 तारीख तक ना। तो अगला संडे को कब पड़ेगा?
फोन में देख लीजिए ना।
अगला संडे कब पड़ेगा?
15 है।
हाँ
आज आज कितनी है डेट?
22 को पड़ेगा 22।
22, फिर उसके बाद 22 28 को ना। हाँ 21 को पड़ेगा।
अरे होली से पहले खत्म।
हाँ वो मिल जाएगा होली से पहले। घर पे लगा लेना जाके होली से पहले।
सर दीपिका बता रही है अगर फर्स्ट प्राइज नहीं मिला तो उठा के चले जाएंगे।
तीनों बराबर ही हैं, वो एक हल्का छोटा हमें लग रहा है बीच में।
पहले एक
बराबर ही ले
नहीं सर बीच वाला और लास्ट वाला सर सेम साइज का है। सेकंड और फर्स्ट सेम साइज का, थर्ड छोटा। सर फर्स्ट का मैंने नहीं लिया।
मिला नहीं था यार, ला देंगे। ओके। Gandhi's political philosophy during the movement was based on Gandhi's political philosophy during the movement was based on socialism, capitalism, satyagrah, imperialism. Correct answer. The movement failed mainly because of first, lack of funds, British repression, violence and chori chora, internal disputes. Correct. The non-cooperation movement inspired later movements like civil disobedience, Quit India, both A and B, and none. Correct answer. Which organization led the movement? Which organization led the movement? Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha, Indian National Congress, Gadar Party. Correct. Students left government schools to join. Students left government school to join British College, national institutions, army, police. National institutions. Wrong answer. The movement reduced British authority by using arms, refusing cooperation, foreign support, military coups. अगले दोबारा सुन लो आंसर। A using arms, B refusing cooperation, C foreign support, D military corps. Wrong answer. Refusing cooperation. The non-cooperation movement marked beginning of first A extremist phase, B revolutionary phase, C Gandhian era, D socialist phase. Correct. The movement proved that British rule depended on army strength, Indian cooperation, world support, economic power only. Okay. Army strength, Indian cooperation, world support, economic power only. Wrong answer. Indian cooperation. The ultimate objective of the non-cooperation movement was the ultimate objective of the non-cooperation movement was first one dominion status, second one administrative reforms, third one Swaraj, fourth one provincial autonomy. Correct answer. Which Congress committee first approved the non-cooperation movement? Which Congress committee first approved the non-cooperation movement? AICC, Congress Working Committee, Provincial Congress, Youth Congress. Wrong answer. Congress Working Committee. The movement was formally ratified at which session of Congress? The movement was officially ratified at which session of Congress? Calcutta session 1920, Nagpur session 1920, Lahore session 1929, Karachi session 1931. Wrong answer. Nagpur session 1920. Which British title holders were asked to surrender their titles? Which British title holders were asked to surrender their title? Only princes, only jamidars, all Indians holding British titles, only lawyers. Okay, correct answer. Which movement ran parallel to the non-cooperation movement? Which movement ran parallel to the non-cooperation movement? Home rule movement, civil disobedience movement, खिलाफत movement, क्विट इंडिया movement. करेक्ट आंसर खिलाफत मूवमेंट. तुम्हारा नंबर उड़ा देंगे. Which class of people gave up government jobs in large numbers? Which class of people gave up government jobs in large numbers? Industrialists, farmers, middle class Indians, British officials. Correct answer. The boycott of foreign cloth. The boycott of foreign cloth led to public bonfires. कितने हो गए? 54.
Yes, sir.
55
भूल रहे
नहीं,
हो?
55.
हमारे में यार 57 हो गए हैं. 57 बोल रहे हैं.
नहीं.
The boycott of foreign cloth led to public bonfires of Indian cotton, foreign cloths, khadi, silk. Wrong answer. Foreign cloths.
सच में 300 पूछेंगे क्या?
हाँ.
अरे सर वोट लेके
कितने बजे जाना है?
10 बजे.
तो अभी इसके बाद तुम्हारा नंबर है 10. तुम्हारा तो खत्म हो जाएगा. इसका खत्म हो फिर तुम्हारा खत्म हो जाएगा. दीपिका बचेंगे लास्ट में. चले जाना. अभी 8 बजा है.
31 करोड़ तुमने प्राप्त करी. 31
सर अभी कौन सा गलत है सही?
गलत था वो.
अरे सर
Which Indian leader became famous as Deshbandhu during this period? Which Indian leader became famous as Deshbandhu during this period? Motilal Nehru, Motilal Nehru, C.R. Das, Lala Lajpat Rai, Jawaharlal Nehru. Wrong answer. C.R. Das. The non-cooperation movement aimed at ending British rule through. The non-cooperation movement aimed at ending British rule through. First one, constitutional methods. Second one, armed rebellion. Third one, peaceful non-cooperation. Fourth, foreign intervention. Correct answer. Which British law symbolized repression leading to the movement? Which British law symbolized repression leading to the movement? A. Government of India Act 1919. B. Rowlatt Act 1919. C. Indian Councils Act. D. Charter Act. Wrong answer. Rowlatt Act.
Wrong.
The movement encouraged Indians to boycott. The movement encouraged Indians to boycott only British courts, only British schools, all British institutions, only British goods. Correct answer. The non-cooperation movement was strongest in which regions? The non-cooperation movement was strongest in which region? Punjab and Bengal, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, Assam and Manipur, Kashmir and Ladakh. Correct answer. The movement helped Congress transform into a. The movement helped Congress transform into a elite party, mass organization, revolutionary party, socialist party. Elite party, mass organization, revolutionary party, socialist party. Wrong answer. Mass organization. Which symbol became the emblem of economic self-reliance? Which symbol became the emblem of economic self-reliance? Plow, charkha, sword, lotus. Plow, charkha, sword, lotus. Wrong answer. Charkha. Which community participation? Which community participation increased significantly during the movement? Tribal only, urban elite only, women and peasants, British settlers. दोबारा सुन लो. Which community participation increased significantly during the movement? Tribal only, urban elite only, women and peasants, British settlers only. Correct answer. Correct answer. The movement demanded boycott of elections under. The movement demanded boycott of elections under 1909 Act, 1919 Government of India Act, 1935 Act, 1985 Act. Wrong answer. 1919 Government of India Act. The non-cooperation movement was suspended in. The non-cooperation movement was suspended in 1921, 1922, 1923, 1924. 1922.
सही
क्या बोला था तुमने? Correct answer. The incident responsible for withdrawal occurred in. The incident responsible for withdrawal occurred in Gorakhpur, Chauri Chaura, Faizabad, Allahabad. Correct answer. How many policemen were killed in the Chauri Chaura incident? How many policemen were killed in the Chauri Chaura incident? 5, 12, 22, 50. Correct answer. Who took the responsibility of withdrawing the movement? Who took the responsibility of withdrawing the movement? Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose. Correct answer. Many Congress leaders opposed withdrawal because it was. Many Congress leaders opposed withdrawal because it was too early, too late, at its peak, already failed. करेक्ट आंसर. जो एग्जाम कब से? मार्च से. सारा तैयार करते रहना और लिख के भी लाना है. ये ध्यान रखना, जितना तैयार हो रहा है वो लिखोगे और मैथ पे ज्यादा से ज्यादा ध्यान देना है. समझ में आया? इस बार बिल्कुल इसकी तरह ही टेस्ट होगा. इसकी तरह. हाँ, बिल्कुल प्रॉपरली टेस्ट होगा. उसके लिए भी जो है अवार्ड्स आ जाएंगे 2-4 दिनों में. उसमें भी देखेंगे कौन पहले यहाँ पेपर तुम्हारे बनेंगे, वो पेपर दोगे, उसके बाद स्कूल में दो जाके सारे सब्जेक्ट के. देखते हैं उसमें कौन. एसएसटी पढ़ो. एसएसटी में हालत क्या खराब है.
शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन, वेरी शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन में 2 लाइन के और शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन 4-5.
वो हम बनवा देंगे.
लॉन्ग की बात छोड़ो.
उसको रिवाइज करो, उसमें से कीवर्ड्स निकालो जो जरूरी हैं, उनको बना के आंसर लिखो.
तो गवर्नमेंट वाले 4-5 लाइन का थे, 1 लाइन में लिख के.
After withdrawal, some leaders formed which party? After withdrawal, some leaders formed which party? Swaraj Party, Communist Party, Forward Bloc, Congress Party.
Forward Bloc.
Wrong answer. Swaraj Party. The Swaraj. बाद में बताएंगे. The Swaraj Party was formed in 1920, 1921, 1923, 1925. Correct answer. Who were the founders of Swaraj Party? Who were the founders of Swaraj Party? Gandhi and Nehru, Patel and Bose, C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru, Tilak and Gokhale. Correct answer. The non-cooperation movement promoted the idea of British supremacy, self-reliance, industrial capitalism, military power. Self, wrong answer. Self-reliance, Swadeshi. Which profession? Which profession was most affected by the boycott of courts? Which profession was most affected by the boycott of courts? Doctors, engineers, lawyers, teachers. Correct answer. National schools emphasized teaching in. National schools emphasized teaching in English only, Persian, Indian languages, French. Correct answer. Which social reform was indirectly supported by the movement? Untouchability, removal, promotion of khadi, Hindu Muslim unity, all of the above. Correct answer. The movement reduced British control mainly by the British movement reduced the movement reduced British control mainly by army revolt, administrative non-cooperation, foreign pressure, court verdicts. Wrong answer. Administrative non-cooperation. The movement created political awareness among. The movement created political awareness among only elites, only students, only peasants, common masses. Wrong answer. Common masses. Which Indian industry benefited the most? Which Indian industry benefited the most? Which Indian industry benefited the most? Uh, Iron and steel, tea, handloom industry, mining. Wrong answer. Handloom industry.
Wrong.
Yes. The non-cooperation movement is considered a turning point because the non-cooperation movement is considered a turning point because it used violence, it involved masses and large scale, it failed completely, it ended British rule. एक बार दोबारा सुन लो. It used violence, it involves masses on large scale, it failed completely, it ended British rule. दोबारा. A. It used violence. B. It involved masses on large scale. C. It failed completely. D. It ended British rule. Yes, correct answer. The movement highlighted the power of. The movement highlighted the power of British Army, British laws, non-violence resistance, foreign allies. Correct answer. Which group actively participated by leaving schools and colleges? Which group actively participated by leaving schools and colleges? A. Workers, B. Peasants, C. Students, D. Soldiers. Correct answer. The movement strengthened national unity by promoting uh, provincialism, common national identity, separatism, and regionalism. Regionalism, provincialism, common national identity, separatism. Correct answer. Which factor limited the success of the movement? Which factor limited the success of the movement? Lack of leaders, sudden withdrawal, British support, foreign opposite. Wrong answer. Sudden withdrawal. The movement proved that British rule survived due to. The movement proved that British rule survived due to army strength, economic power, Indian cooperation, foreign help. Correct answer. Which Congress session accepted Gandhi's leadership fully? Which Congress session accepted Gandhi's leadership fully? Surat session, Nagpur session, Lahore session, Karachi session. Wrong answer. Nagpur session. The movement encouraged Indians to adopt. The movement encouraged Indians to adopt Western culture, British lifestyle, simple living, luxury goods. Correct answer. आज सेंचुरी मार के जाओगे.
91 हो गए.
91 हो गए.
आपका कितना हो गया?
चलो तुम करते रहो
नहीं
हमारे.
बताइए.
कीप क्वाइट.
सर मेरा कमेंट पढ़ने से फिर होते होते हैं।
तुम
सर 9 बजे से नहीं कंप्लीट होंगे।
हो जाएंगे. तुम्हारा खत्म कर देंगे हम इनसे पहले. The non-cooperation movement ended by left behind. तुम्हें कहाँ जाना है? अच्छा दुकान जाना है. तुम पहले आ जाते.
अरे ध्यान ही नहीं रहेगा तो उस टाइम.
The non-cooperation movement ended but left behind. छोड़ देंगे 10 बजे तक. Ended behind fear, confusion, political awakening, disunity. Correct answer. Which later movement followed Gandhian methods learned here? Which later movement followed Gandhian methods learned here? Home rule, civil disobedience movement, revolutionary movement, extremist movement. Home rule, civil disobedience movement, revolutionary movement, extremist movement. Correct answer. The movement made Congress a party of. The movement made Congress a party of princes, educated elites, masses, and British supporters. Correct answer. The non-cooperation movement aimed to achieve Swaraj through violence, negotiation, non-violent struggle, war. Correct answer. Which Indian symbol became common in daily life? Which Indian symbol became common in daily life? Flag only, खादी क्लॉथ्स 100 हो जाए तब हमें बता देना. ठीक है, क्योंकि 10 बजे तक अगर तुम्हारे 300 पूरे होंगे तो बाकी के हम इन दोनों से पूछ लेंगे. ठीक. हाँ. Which Indian symbol became common in daily life? Flag only, khadi cloths, British badges, medals. Khadi cloths. Wrong. The movement encouraged boycott of. The movement encouraged boycott of Indian goods, national schools, British institutions, Congress meetings. Wrong answer. British institution. The success of movement showed strength of. The success of movement showed strength of British politics, British policies, public participation, army power, foreign trade. Wrong answer. Public participation. The movement ended officially in 100 हो जाए तो बता देना. Okay. The movement ended officially in February 1922, March 1922, December 1922, January 1923. Wrong answer. March 1922. 57. चलो तुम पहुंचो वहां. अगर तुम्हारे 10 बजे तक 300 कंप्लीट हो जाते हैं तो इन लोगों से बाकी के हम अभी अभिनव से 200 और पूछेंगे, फिर 300 इनसे पूछेंगे. कल नहीं, हम थप्पड़ मार देंगे. बता के उन्हें नहीं. क्या लिख दें?
काउंटिंग बता रही नहीं लिख पाए।
हाँ काउंटिंग मत लिखो, अभिनव लिख लेगा, दे दो।
तो पंच निकाले इसमें से।
हैं?
ये पंच
तो
निकाले हैं ना।
काहे के लिए? उसी के पीछे लिखो यार, पंच बहुत खराब हो रहे हैं। नाम
अच्छा,
लिख।
ये वो वाले है ना, अरे फोटो। अच्छा ये वाले हैं। हम सुबह उठाए हमने वो फोटो प्रिंट इसमें नहीं निकल जाती है, वो पेपर है।
Okay, listen. The civil disobedience movement was launched in which year? 1919, 1920, 1930, 1942.
1930.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement was started by whom? Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose.
महात्मा गांधी.
Correct answer. The movement began with which famous march? The movement began with which famous march? Dandi March, Champaran March, Bardoli March, Lahore March.
बरदोली मार्च.
Wrong answer. Dandi March. The Dandi March started from Sabarmati Ashram, Wardha, Bombay, Delhi.
साबरमती आश्रम.
Correct answer. Shavar nahi, Sabarmati Ashram.
साबरमती.
Okay. The Dandi March ended at Surat, Dandi, Ahmedabad, Lahore.
डांडी.
Correct answer. The Dandi March began on 12 March 1930, 6 April 1930, 26 January 1930, 15th August 1930.
12 March 1930.
Correct answer. The main aim of Dandi March was to break forest law, salt law, arms law, press act.
Salt law.
Correct answer. Gandhi broke the salt law on 12th March 1930, 6 April 1930, 5th May 1930, 1st January 1931.
5th May 1930.
Wrong answer. 6 April 1930. The civil disobedience movement was officially withdrawn in 1931, 1932, 1934, 1935.
फिर से क्वेश्चन बोलिए एक बार.
The civil disobedience movement was the civil disobedience movement was officially withdrawn. मतलब जो civil disobedience movement है वो officially वापस कब ले लिया गया? तो ये है 1931, 1932, 1933, सविनय अवज्ञा आंदोलन भी इसको बोलते हैं, ठीक है, और नॉन कॉपरेशन को बोलते हैं असहयोग आंदोलन. 1931, 1932, 1933, 1935.
सेकंड वाला ऑप्शन क्या था?
1932.
1932.
Wrong answer. 1934. The Lahore session 1929 of Congress was presided over by. The Lahore session of Congress was presided over by Mahatma Gandhi, Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajendra Prasad.
जवाहरलाल नेहरू.
Correct answer. In which session was Purna Swaraj declared? In which session was Purna Swaraj declared? Calcutta, Lahore, Karachi, Madras.
फिर से नाम बोल दीजिए.
In which session was Purna Swaraj declared? Calcutta, Lahore, Karachi, Madras.
सेकंड वाला लाहौर.
Correct answer. The resolution of Purna Swaraj was passed in. The resolution of Purna Swaraj was passed in 1928, 1929, 1930, 1931.
1930.
Wrong answer. 1929. 26 January 1930 was celebrated as 26 January 1930 was celebrated as Independence Day, Republic Day, Labor Day, Martyrs Day.
सर फिर से ऑप्शन क्वेश्चन बोल दीजिए.
ये क्वेश्चन ही गलत है यार, हमें लग रहा है. दूसरा सुनो. The Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed in 1930, 1931, 1932, 1933.
1932.
Wrong answer. 1931. The Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed between Gandhi and. The Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed between Gandhi and Lord Mountbatten, Lord Irwin, Lord Curzon, Lord Wavell.
Lord Irwin.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement followed which movement? The civil disobedience movement followed Which movement? Swadeshi movement, non-cooperation movement, Quit India movement, Khilafat movement.
Quit India movement.
Wrong answer. Non-cooperation movement. The British government arrested Gandhi during the movement on. The British government arrested Gandhi during the movement on 6 April 1930, 5th May 1930, 12th March 1931, 26 January 1932.
Question बोल दीजिए फिर से बार.
The British government arrested Gandhi during the movement on 6 April 1930, 5th May 1930, 12th March 1931, 26 January 1932.
Sir, second वाला बताओ.
5th May 1930. Correct answer. The first round table conference was held in. The first round table conference was held in. The first round table conference was held in Delhi, London, Bombay, Calcutta.
दिल्ली.
Wrong answer. London. Gandhi attended which round table conference? Gandhi attended which round table conference? First, second, third, none.
Second.
Correct answer. The second round table conference was held in. The second round table conference was held in 1930, 1931, 1932, 1933.
1932.
Wrong answer. 1931. The civil disobedience movement mainly involved. The civil disobedience movement mainly involved violent protest, armed rebellion, non-violence law-breaking, military coup.
Sir, फिर से हमारा question बोल दीजिए.
The civil disobedience movement mainly involved violence protest, armed rebellion, non-violence law breaking, military coup.
Non-violence law breaking.
Correct answer. The movement saw participation from only men, only peasants, only students, people from all sections.
People from all sections.
Correct answer. Which act was violated during the movement? Which act was violated during the movement? Rowlatt Act, Salt Act, Government of India Act.
Question बोल दीजिए फिर से.
Which act was violated during the movement? Rowlatt Act, Salt Act, Government of India Act, Pitt's India Act.
Salt.
Correct answer. Who was the Viceroy of India during the launch of civil disobedience? Lord Irwin, Lord Curzon, Lord Wavell, Lord Linglith Go.
Lord Wavell.
Wrong answer. Lord Irwin. The Karachi session 1931 is famous for Purna Swaraj, Fundamental Rights Resolution, Quit India Resolution, Swadeshi Resolution.
Fundamental Rights Resolution.
Correct answer. Women who actively participated in the salt satyagraha included Sarojini Naidu, Annie Besant, Kamala Nehru, all of these.
All of these.
Correct answer. The movement spread to villages only, cities only, entire India, Bengal only.
Sir, फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार.
The movement spread to villages only, cities only, entire India, Bengal only.
Bengal online.
Wrong answer. Entire India. The British response to the movement was supportive, repressive, neutral, ignorant.
फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार question.
The British response to the movement was supportive, repressive, neutral, and ignorant.
Sir, second वाला बता.
Supportive, repressive, neutral, ignorant.
Repressive.
Correct answer. Which organization led the civil disobedience movement? Which organization led the civil disobedience movement? Muslim League, Forward Bloc, Swaraj Party, Indian National Congress.
Forward law.
Wrong answer. Indian National Congress. The slogan associated with the movement was Do or Die, Purna Swaraj, Simon Go Back, and Inqilab Jindabad.
So फिर से एक बार question.
The slogan associated with the movement was Do or Die, Simon Go Back, Inqilab Zindabad, and Pur Swaraj.
Go back.
Wrong answer. Pur Swaraj. Gandhi demanded reduction of Gandhi demanded reduction of uh, salt tax, military expenditure, land revenue, all of these.
All of these.
Correct answer. The Salt March covered approximately 120 kilometer, 390 kilometer, 500 kilometer, 240 kilometer. The Salt March covered approximately 120 kilometer, 500 kilometer, 390 kilometer, 240 kilometer.
500 kilometer.
Wrong answer. 240 kilometer. Civil disobedience movement was relaunched in Civil disobedience movement was relaunched in 1934, 1932, 1933, 1931.
1932.
Correct answer. The communal award was announced in 1930, 1931, 1934, 1932.
1931.
Wrong answer. 1932. The Pune Pact was signed in The Pune Pact was signed in 1930, 1931, 1932, 1933.
1931.
Wrong answer. 1932. The civil disobedience movement was suspended due to Gandhi Irwin Pact, Round Table Conference, government pressure, World War II.
Round Table Conference.
Wrong answer. Gandhi Irwin Pact. The movement aimed at achieving dominion status, complete independence, responsible government, home rule. The movement aimed at achieving dominion status, complete independence, responsible government, home rule.
Complete independence.
Correct answer. Which tax was symbolic in the movement? Which tax was symbolic in the movement? Which tax was symbolic in the movement? Income, land tax, salt tax, excise duty.
Salt tax.
Correct answer. The movement emphasized boycott of foreign goods, promotion of khadi, refusal of pay taxes, all of these.
All of these.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement was part of. The civil disobedience movement was part of moderate phase, extremist phase, Gandhi phase, revolutionary phase.
Extremist phase.
Gandhi phase. Wrong answer. The movement was inspired by French Revolution, Russian Revolution, Satyagraha principles, American War.
Satyagraha principles.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement included no tax campaign, salt satyagraha, forest law violation, all of these.
All of this.
Correct answer. The British Prime Minister during the Round Table Conference was The British Prime Minister during the Round Table Conference was Winston Churchill, Ramsay MacDonald, Clement Attlee, Neville Chamberlain.
Ramsay MacDonald.
Wrong answer. No, correct. Ramsay MacDonald. ठीक है. The movement weakened due to internal conflict, severe repression, lack of support, financial crisis. The movement weakened due to internal conflicts, severe repression, lack of support, financial crisis. Severe repression, correct. The civil disobedience movement was more widespread than. The civil disobedience movement was more widespread than revolt of 1857, Swadesi movement, non-cooperation movement, Quit India movement. Revolt of 1857, Swadesi movement, non-cooperation movement, and Quit India movement.
Swadesi movement.
Wrong answer. Non-cooperation movement. Gandhi returned to India from London after First round table conference, third round table conference, second round table conference, none.
Third round table con.
Wrong answer. Second round table conference. The movement marked a new phase of. The movement marked a new phase of armed struggle, constitutional reforms, mass struggle, revolutionary terrorism. दोबारा सुनो ऑप्शन. Armed struggle, constitutional reforms, mass struggle, revolutionary terrorism.
Constitution reform.
Wrong answer. Mass struggle. The SALT law made it illegal to. The SALT law कितने हो गए? 40? 45. The movement marked a new phase of armed struggle, constitutional reforms, mass struggle, revolutionary terrorism.
Second वाला क्या था?
Constitutional reforms.
Constitutional reform.
Wrong answer. Mass struggle. The SALT law made it illegal due to a sell salt, manufactured salt, buy salt, export salt.
Buy salt.
Wrong answer. Manufactured salt. अपनी जगह पे
हाँ, उधर नहीं रहेंगे,
नहीं जाओगी.
उधर नहीं रहेंगे, नहीं रखेगा।
क्यों? तुम्हें कैंसिल कर देंगे हम. ठीक. The civil disobedience movement ended before the Government of India Act 1935, Indian Councils Act 19, Indian Councils Act, Montague Chelmsford Reforms, Rowlatt Act.
Sir, first
चलो
वाला.
उधर.
Sir, first वाला.
हैं?
First वाला.
Government of India Act 1935 करेक्ट. जाओ.
क्या हमारी है?
नहीं भाई वहां चलो.
सर वो बता रही है पीछे से बैठ.
जाओ.
यहाँ बैठे।
नहीं देर हो रही, तुम्हें देर होगी, हमें नहीं पता.
क्या मेरा चलता
वही बैठो या क्या?
है?
कल नहीं आज ही होगा. कल का क्या अलग अलग होगा?
हम भाग जाएंगे।
भाग कैसे जाओगी? हम अभी इधर फोन कर देंगे, मारते हुए उधर से लाई जाओगी.
मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला.
The main leader of the civil disobedience movement was Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru.
अगस्त सिंह.
Wrong answer. Mahatma Gandhi. The civil disobedience movement was based on the principle of terrorism, violence, satyagrah, militarism.
सत्याग्रह.
Correct answer. Who gave leadership to the salt satyagrah after Gandhi's arrest? Who gave leadership to the salt satyagrah after Gandhi's arrest? Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, Sarojini Naidu, Rajendra Prasad.
वल्लभ भाई पटेल.
Wrong answer. Sarojini Naidu. The Dashahara, the Darshan salt workers satyagrah took place in a. तुम इसका हो जाए तो देख लो. और इसी में से कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया तब क्यों?
उसे को मतलब ही.
वहां देखोगे जाके. जाओ. अच्छा
फिर आना मत.
तो तुम कितने बजे आओगी? 9 बज गया यार. हाँ 9 बजे आ जाना. ठीक है. 9:30 नहीं 8:25 हुआ अभी. 9:30 बजे आ जाना. ठीक है आराम से.
फोन लेके रखे ना.
वहां से आंसर देते रहना. आप देख रहे हैं अभी. The civil disobedience movement encouraged people to boycott British court, British school, British goods, all of these.
All of these.
Correct answer. The movement witnessed large scale participation of industrialists, women, British officials, princes.
British officer.
Wrong answer. Women. During the movement, peasants refused to pay income tax, land revenue, salt tax, custom duty.
Land revenue.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement was more intense in Punjab and Bengal, Gujarat and Maharashtra, Assam and Tripura, Kashmir and Ladakh.
सर फिर से एक बार ऑप्शन बोल दीजिए.
The civil disobedience movement was more intense in Punjab and Bengal, Gujarat and Maharashtra, Assam and Tripura, Kashmir and Ladakh.
Gujarat and Maharashtra.
Correct answer. The slogan Purna Swaraj means partial freedom, dominion status, complete independence, provincial autonomy.
क्वेश्चन बोल दीजिए एक बार.
The slogan Purna Swaraj means partial freedom, dominion status, complete independence.
Complete independence.
Correct answer. Which newspaper extensively covered the Dandi March? Kesari, Young India, Amrit Bazar Patrika, Hindu.
सर फिर से एक बार बोल दीजिए.
Which newspaper extensively covered the Dandi March? Kesari, Young India, Amrit Bazar, The Hindu.
Young India.
Correct answer. The British government declared which ordinance to suppress the movement? Rowlatt Act, Emergency Ordinance, Criminal Law Amendment Act, Vernacular Press Act.
Emergency order.
Wrong answer. Criminal Law Amendment Act. The civil disobedience movement aimed to paralyze judiciary, military, administration, education.
सर फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार.
Judiciary, military, administration, education system.
Military.
Wrong answer. Administration. Which class largely supported the movement initially but later withdrew? Peasants, workers, middle class, tribals.
Middle class.
Correct answer. Who was the Governor General during the suspension of the movement in 1931? Who was the Governor General during the suspension of the movement in 1931? Lord Irwin, Lord Curzon, Lord Mountbatten, Lord Ripon.
सर फिर से एक बार ऑप्शन बोल दीजिए.
Who was the Governor General during the suspension of movement in 1931? Lord Irwin, Lord Curzon, Lord Mountbatten, Lord Ripon.
Lord Curzon.
Wrong answer. Lord Irwin. The Karachi session of Congress was held in. The Karachi session of Congress was held in 1930, 1931, 1932, 1933.
1931.
Correct answer. The Karachi resolution focused on communal harmony, fundamental rights, educational reforms, defense policy.
Education reforms.
Wrong answer. Fundamental rights. The movement led to the arrest of nearly 10,000 people, 30,000 people, 60,000 people, 90,000 people,
80,000 people.
60,000 people. Which Indian leader opposed participation in the round table conference? Which
बंद हो गया क्या?
Okay. Which Indian leader opposed participation in the round table conference? B.R. Ambedkar, Subhash Chandra Bose, C. Rajgopalachari, Tej Bahadur Sapru.
फिर से एक बार क्वेश्चन बोल दीजिए.
Which Indian leader opposed participation in the round table conference? Which Indian leader opposed participation in the round table conference? B.R. Ambedkar, Subhash Chandra Bose, C. Rajgopalachari, Tej Bahadur Sapru.
Subhash Chandra Bose.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement was finally withdrawn by. The civil disobedience movement was finally withdrawn by Jawaharlal Nehru, Indian National Congress, Mahatma Gandhi, British Parliament.
Indian National Congress.
Wrong answer. Mahatma Gandhi. Which section of the society was least involved in the movement? Which section of the society was least involved in the movement? Women, peasants, industrial workers, and students.
Students.
Wrong answer. Industrial workers. The movement demanded abolition of Jamidar system, salt monopoly, princely state, uh, rail tax.
Salt monopoly.
Correct answer. Which province saw forest law violation during the movement? Which prince, which province saw forest law violation during the movement? Bihar, Central Provinces, Punjab, Sindh.
ऑप्शन बोल दीजिए.
Bihar, Central Provinces, Punjab, Sindh.
Central provinces.
Correct answer. Central Provinces. The movement transformed nationalism into a class struggle, religious movement, mass movement, elite movement.
Religious movement.
Wrong answer. Mass movement. Which party officially led the civil disobedience movement? Hindu Mahasabha, Swaraj Party, Indian National Congress, Muslim League.
Indian National Congress.
Correct answer. The movement encouraged the use of foreign cloths, khadi, imported machinery, British currency.
फिर से बोल दीजिए.
The movement encouraged the use of foreign cloths, khadi, imported machinery, British currency.
Khadi.
Correct answer. The second phase of civil disobedience began in 1930, 1931, 1932, 1933.
1932.
Correct answer. Which event led to the relaunch of the movement in 1932? Which event led to the relaunch of the movement in 1932? Failure of Round Table Conference, Simon Commission, Jallianwala Bagh, Chauri Chaura.
So first question बोलिए.
Which event led to the relaunch of movement in 1932? Failure of Round Table Conference, Simon Commission, Jallianwala Bagh, and Chauri Chaura.
Simon Commission.
Wrong answer. Failure of Round Table Conference. The movement weakened the prestige of Indian princes, British authority, Indian soldiers, moderates.
Indian soldiers.
Wrong answer. British authority. The civil disobedience movement emphasized constitutional methods, armed struggle, peaceful resistance, revolutionary activities.
Peaceful resistance.
Peaceful resistance. ठीक है.
सही है.
हाँ. Which tax refusal campaign was symbolic of the movement? Which tax refusal campaign was symbolic of the movement? Income tax, excise tax, salt tax, trade tax.
So second वाला है.
Wrong answer. Salt tax, third one. The movement resulted in immediate independence, increased repression, decline of nationalism, British withdrawal.
Decline of.
Wrong answer. Increased repression. The participation of women strengthened the movement by providing funds, spreading awareness, organizing protests. All of these.
All of these.
Correct answer. Which leader led salt satyagraha in Tamil Nadu? Which leader led salt satyagraha in Tamil Nadu? Rajgopalachari, K. Kamraj, Annie Besant, Periyar.
K. Kamraj.
Wrong answer. Rajgopalachari. The movement highlighted the injustice of British. The movement highlighted the injustice of British education policy, economic exploitation, defense policy, foreign policy.
So बोलिए.
The movement highlighted the injustice of British education policy, economic exploitation, defense policy, foreign policy.
Economic exploitation.
exploitation.
सही है.
The civil disobedience movement prepared ground for Quit India movement, Home Rule movement, Swadeshi movement, Khilafat movement.
फिर से क्वेश्चन बोल दीजिए खाली.
The civil disobedience movement prepared ground for Khilafat movement, Swadeshi movement, Home Rule movement, Quit India movement.
होम रूल मूवमेंट.
Wrong answer. Quit India movement. The British termed the movement as termed the movement as cultural revival, social reform, illegal agitation, peaceful protest.
सोशल रिफॉर्म.
Wrong answer. Illegal agitation. The movement demanded freedom of speech, press, assembly, all of these.
ऑल ऑफ दिस.
Correct answer. Which Indian leader was also jailed during the movement? Which Indian leader was also jailed during the movement?
सर इसकी हिंदी बताइए.
कौन सा लीडर जो है मूवमेंट के दौरान जेल गया था? जवाहरलाल नेहरू, वल्लभ भाई पटेल, राजेंद्र प्रसाद, all of these.
ऑल ऑफ दिस.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement promoted British goods, Swadeshi goods, imported clothes, luxury items.
सर सेकंड वाला.
Correct answer. Swadeshi goods. The movement was strongest in rural areas. The movement was strongest in rural areas because of tax issues, land problems, foreign laws, all of these.
फॉरेन लॉज.
Wrong answer. All of these. The movement made the Congress a elite organization, regional party, mass organization, religious group.
सर फिर से एक बार बोल दीजिए.
Elite organization, regional party, mass organization, religious group.
रिलीजियन पार्टी.
Wrong answer. Mass organization. The movement reduced the legitimacy of Indian courts, British laws, Indian princess, army. Indian courts, British laws, Indian princess, army.
ब्रिटिश लॉज.
Correct answer. Which section faced the maximum repression? British officials, Congress workers, Jamidars, princes.
कांग्रेस वर्कर्स.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement used which method widely? The civil disobedience movement used which method widely? Non-payment of taxes, boycott, peaceful marches, all of these.
ऑल ऑफ दिस.
Correct answer. The movement aimed at ending colonial rule, feudalism, capitalism, communism.
फिर से एक बार बोल दीजिए.
Colonial rule, feudalism, capitalism, communism.
कैपिटलिज्म.
Correct answer not. Communalism. Communal rule.
हमने बोल सकते हैं क्या?
Capitalism. The British government responded with. The British government responded with negotiations only, reforms only, repression and talks, silence.
सर सेकंड वाला है.
Wrong answer. Third one is repression and talks. Which Indian city became symbolic due to salt law violation? Which Indian city became symbolic due to salt law violation? Bombay, Calcutta, Madras, Dandi.
सर सेल टैक्स के बारे में है ना.
Salt tax.
उसके बारे में ना.
हाँ.
डंडी.
Correct answer. The civil disobedience movement increased faith in. The civil disobedience movement increased faith in armed revolt, non-violence, British justice, royal authority.
नॉन वायलेंस.
Correct answer. The movement broadened the base of British rule, Indian nationalism, provincial politics, and communal politics.
फिर से एक बार बोल दीजिए.
British rule, Indian nationalism, provincial politics, communal politics.
प्रोविंशियल. सेकंड वाला प्रोविंशियल वाला.
Wrong answer. Indian nationalism. The movement showed the power of weapons, weapons, money, mass participation, administration.
Money.
Wrong answer. Mass participation. The civil disobedience movement is remembered as a milestone in Indian economic history, Indian cultural history, Indian freedom struggle, world uh, world history.
Indian freedom struggle.
Indian freedom
Struggle.
struggle. Okay,
सही है?
एक सेकंड. Correct answer. Okay, the Quit India movement was launched in 1940, 1942, 1945, 1939.
फिर से बोलिएगा.
The Quit India movement was launched. वहां पे देखो पावर बैंक रखी हुई है रहने दो. है भाई है. Okay, the Quit India movement was launched by. पहला वाला क्या बता दिया?
हाँ इससे पहले.
कितना? अच्छा ठीक. The Quit India movement was launched by Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Patel.
महात्मा गांधी.
Correct answer. The Quit India resolution was passed at Lahore, Karachi, Bombay, Delhi.
फिर से बोल दीजिए.
Lahore, Karachi, Bombay, Delhi.
लाहौर.
Wrong answer. Bombay. The Quit India resolution was passed by Muslim League, Hindu League, Indian National Congress, Forward Bloc.
इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस.
Correct answer. The Quit India movement started on 7 August 1942, 8 August 1942, 9 August 1942, 15th August 1942.
So फिर से बोल दीजिएगा.
7 August 1942.
नहीं सर पूरा क्वेश्चन.
The Quit India movement started on 7 August 1942, 8 August 1942, 9 August 1942, 15th August 1942.
8 अगस्त 1942.
Correct answer. The slogan "Do or Die" was given by. The slogan "Do or Die" was given by Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Lala Lajpat Rai.
सर ऑप्शन बोल दीजिए खाली सर.
Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Lala Lajpat Rai.
जवाहरलाल नेहरू.
Wrong answer. Mahatma Gandhi. Quit India movement is also known as non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, Agast Kranti, Swadeshi movement.
तो फिर से बोल दीजिएगा सर.
Non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, Agast Kranti, and Swadeshi movement.
अगस्त क्रांति.
Correct answer. The main aim of Quit India movement was. The main aim of Quit India movement was dominion status, separate electorates, immediate end of British rule, constitutional reforms.
Immediate end of British rule.
Correct answer. Who was the Viceroy of India during Quit India movement? Who was the Viceroy of India during Quit India movement? Lord Curzon, Lord Mountbatten, Lord Linglith Go, Lord Wavell.
Lord Linglith Go.
Correct answer. The movement took place during First World War, Second World War, Cold War, none.
So फिर से बोल दीजिएगा.
The movement took place during First World War.
सर इसकी हिंदी बताइए.
जो क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट था वो कब किस दौरान शुरू हुआ था? फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर, सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर, कोल्ड वॉर, नन.
कोल्ड वॉर.
रॉन्ग आंसर. सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर. हु गेव द स्लोगन क्विट इंडिया? हु गेव द स्लोगन क्विट इंडिया? बाल गंगाधर तिलक, राजेंद्र प्रसाद, जवाहरलाल नेहरू, महात्मा गांधी.
महात्मा गांधी.
Correct answer. The British government responded by accepting demands, negotiations, mass arrests, granting independence.
Negotiations.
Wrong answer. Mass arrest. All major leaders were arrested on 8 August 1942, 9 August 1942, 10 August 1942, 15th August 1942.
फिर से बोल देना।
All major leaders were arrested on. All major leaders were arrested on 8 August 1942, 9 August 1942, 10 August 1942, 15th August 1942.
10 August 1942.
Wrong answer. 9 August 1942. The Quit India movement was a violent movement, revolutionary movement, mass movement, peasant movement.
सर फर्स्ट वाला सर
Violent movement.
violent movement.
Wrong answer. Mass movement. Which organization opposed the Quit India movement? Which organizations opposed the Quit India movement? Indian National Congress, Muslim League, Forward Bloc, Congress Socialist Party.
सर थर्ड वाला
Wrong answer. Second one, Muslim League. The movement was strongest in Punjab, Bengal, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, Kashmir.
उत्तर प्रदेश एंड बिहार.
Correct answer. Underground activities were led by Rajendra Prasad, Jai Prakash Narayan, Motilal Nehru, C. Rajgopalachari.
मोतीलाल नेहरू.
Wrong answer. Jai Prakash Narayan. The Quit India movement marked beginning of freedom struggle, final phase of mass struggle, first civil disobedience, end of nationalism.
फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार.
The Quit India movement marked beginning of freedom struggle, final phase of mass struggle, first civil disobedience, end of nationalism.
फाइनल फेज ऑफ मास स्ट्रगल.
Correct answer. Women leaders in the movement included Sarojini Naidu, Aruna Asaf Ali, Sucheta Kriplani, all of these.
ऑल ऑफ दिस.
Correct answer. The British used which act to suppress the movement? The British used which act to suppress the movement? Rowlatt Act, Government of India Act, Defense of India Act, Indian Councils Act.
सर सेकंड वाला है.
Wrong answer. Defense of India Act, third one. The Quit India movement failed mainly because lack of public support, arrest of leaders, lack of funds, internal conflicts.
लैक ऑफ फंड्स.
Wrong answer. Arrest leaders. The movement had no leadership, planning, central direction after arrest, public participation.
पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन.
Wrong answer. Central direction after arrests. The Congress Working Committee met in Delhi, Bombay, Lahore, Calcutta.
दिल्ली.
Wrong answer. Bombay. The British press described the movement as successful, peaceful, rebellion, negotiation.
नेगोशिएशन.
Wrong answer. Peaceful. The movement was withdrawn in 1943, 1944, 1945, 1946.
फिर से बोल दीजिए.
The movement was withdrawn in 1943, 1944, 1945, 1946.
1945.
Wrong answer. 1944. The Quit India movement demanded provincial autonomy, complete independence, dominion status, separate nation.
सेपरेट नेशन.
Wrong answer. Complete independence. The call of Quit India was given after failure of Simon Commission, Round Table Conference, Crisp Mission, Cabinet Mission.
राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस.
Wrong answer. Cripps Mission. Aruna Asaf Ali is remembered for writing speeches, hoisting Congress flag, leading army, negotiating with British.
होस्टिंग फ्लैग.
Correct answer. Which class actively participated? Which class actively participated? Only peasants, only workers, only students, all sections.
ऑल सेक्शंस.
Correct answer. The movement showed that British were strong, Indians were divided, British could not rule without Indian support. Congress was weak.
फिर से बोल दीजिएगा.
British were strong, Indians were divided. British could not rule without Indian support. Congress was weak.
India were divided.
Wrong answer. British could not rule without Indian support. The movement was mainly non-violent but turned violent due to British support, British suppression, foreign attack, communist rule.
Communist rule.
Wrong answer. British repression. Parallel governments were formed in Delhi, Balia and Satara, Punjab, Assam.
Balia and Satara.
Correct answer. The Quit India movement was launched by resolution of AICC, Congress Working Committee, Muslim League, INA.
Muslim League.
Wrong answer. Congress Working Committee. The movement proved that British were willing to say the British. The movement proved that the British were willing to stay. Independence was inevitable. Congress was weak. Violence was necessary.
Congress was weak.
Congress was
Weak.
wrong answer. Independence was inevitable. Which leader was not alive during Quit India movement? Gandhi, Nehru, Patel, Tilak.
सर फिर से बोल दीजिएगा.
Which leader was not alive?
मतलब से हिंदी.
जिंदा नहीं थे ड्यूरिंग क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट. गांधी, नेहरू, पटेल, तिलक.
पटेल.
रॉन्ग आंसर. तिलक. बाल गंगाधर तिलक फुलदेव. The British called the movement peaceful protest. क्या चाहिए? पेन. पेन बॉक्स में चल रहा है. Okay. The British called the movement peaceful protest. The British called the movement peaceful protest. पहला है peaceful protest, rebellion of 1942, negotiation movement and revolutionary war.
Negotiation of 1940s. वही वाला है जो
एक सेकंड. negotiation of
negotiation वाला है. सही है.
नहीं. हाँ, negotiation movement बोला ना. नहीं, wrong answer. Rebellion of 1942. The main impact was on British economy, British authority, Indian agriculture, education system.
Education system.
British authority. Students played role by staying home, boycotting classes, supporting British, writing article only.
Boycotting classes.
Correct answer. Quit India movement was a reaction to Simon Commission, partition demand, British war policy, cabinet mission.
Cabinet mission.
British war policy. The movement strengthened British rule, communalism, national unity, provincial governments. The movement strengthened British rule, communalism, national unity, provincial government.
Communalism.
Communalism. Wrong answer. National unity. एक सेकंड.
सही है. पूछे कितने बजे हैं? ये आधे से
फिट हो गया भी तुम? The ultimate goal of Quit India movement was reforms, dominion status, complete independence,
ये था
war support. तुम्हें क्या पता लग रहा है? वही पूछेंगे जो तुम देखते।
सर बी वाला
Wrong answer. Complete independence. The Quit India movement is remembered as minor protest, failed revolt, turning point in freedom struggle, small event.
टर्निंग पॉइंट इन फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल
Correct answer. The final outcome was British victory, failure, independence in 1947, partition only.
सर फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार
The final outcome was British victory, failure, independence in 1947, partition only.
इंडिपेंडेंस इन 1947
Correct answer. Gandhi strategy was armed revolt, secret war, military attack, and mass civil.
सीक्रेट वॉर
Wrong answer. Mass civil disobedience. The Quit India movement strengthened British rule, communal divide. British rule, communal divide, freedom struggle, provincial autonomy.
प्रोविंशियल ऑटोनॉमी
Wrong answer. Freedom struggle.
सर रुकिए अगला सर तक पूछ लीजिए 50 क्वेश्चन
क्यों?
थक गया
अरे 50 क्वेश्चन बचे हैं और पूछ ले बस.
200 ही पूछेंगे
The movement inspired future British policies, wars, mass protest, foreign invasion.
फॉरेन रीजन
Wrong answer. Mass protest. It कितने हो गए इनके? 5.
144
चलो 56 और पूछ लें. It united people against poverty, जमींदार, British imperialism, princess.
सर फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार
It united people against poverty, जमींदार, British imperialism, and princess.
ब्रिटिश
Imperialism. Correct answer. Quit India movement showed decline of Congress, League, British moral authority, students.
सर फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार
Quit India movement showed decline of Congress, League, British moral authority, students.
लीग
Wrong answer. British moral authority. Gandhi was released in 1943, 1944, 1945, 1946.
फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार
Gandhi was released in 1943, 1945, 1946, 1944.
1945
Wrong answer. 1944. Quit India movement ended effectively by 1943, 1944, 1945, 1946.
1945
Wrong answer. 1944. The British finally decided to leave India in 1942, 1944, 1946, 1945, 1947.
1947
Correct answer. The movement proved Indians were ready for reforms, war, self-rule, dominion.
सर बी वाला
Wrong answer. Self-rule. Gandhi believed in violence, terrorism, non-violence, war.
नॉन वायलेंस
Correct answer. The movement was spontaneous because pre-planned revolution, no central guidance after arrest, foreign help, league support.
नो सेंट्रल गाइडेंस आफ्टर
Correct. The British used police and teachers, students, army, lawyers.
उससे बोल दीजिए एक बार.
The British used police and teachers, students, army, lawyers.
Army.
Correct answer. The Quit India movement influenced naval mutiny 1946, INA trials, post-war talks, all of these.
All of these.
Correct answer. Gandhi appealed to princes only, workers only, entire nation, British army.
British Army.
Wrong answer. Entire nation. The movement resulted in immediate independence, several impression, but strong nationalism, British reforms, dominion status.
but वाला.
दोबारा सुनो. Immediate independence, British reforms, dominion status, several repression, but strong nationalism.
But strong nationalism.
Correct answer.
सर पहले आपने पेट्रोलियस वाला थर्ड में बोला था.
The Quit India movement is called August Revolution because the Quit India movement is called August Revolution because victory in August, launched in August 1942, ended in August, started in July.
Ended in August.
Wrong answer. Launched in August 1942. Women participation showed weakness, strength of national movement, fear, British support.
Strength of national movement.
Correct. Students protested by ignoring politics, writing essays, striking and demonstration, supporting British.
Striking वाला से striking.
Strikes and demonstration. Correct. The movement highlighted the demand for reforms, autonomy, Purna Swaraj, separate electorates.
Autonomy.
Wrong answer. Purna Swaraj. The British declared the movement as peaceful, constitutional, illegal, and rebellious. Negotiated.
Negotiated.
Wrong answer. Illegal and rebellious. The immediate cause was failure of Simon Commission, Round Table, Cripps Mission, Cabinet Mission.
Cripps Mission.
Correct answer. The Quit India movement was nationwide but strongest in Madras, Punjab, Kashmir, Bihar, and UP.
Bihar and UP.
Correct answer. Which leader organized underground activity in Bihar? Which leader organized underground activity in Bihar? Patel, Jayaprakash Narayan, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose.
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Wrong answer. Jayaprakash Narayan. The movement contributed to British victory, freedom in 1947, partition only, war defeat.
Partition only.
Wrong answer. Freedom in 1947. Gandhi's health deteriorated during non-cooperation, civil disobedience, Quit India imprisonment, Champaran.
Quit India
Imprisonment. Correct answer. British censorship during movement was relaxed, removed, very strict, ignored.
Very strict.
Correct answer. The Quit India movement was the last violent movement, reform movement, mass civil disobedience movement, peasant revolt.
Peasant revolt.
Wrong answer. Mass civil disobedience movement. The movement increased pressure on British after World War First, World War Second, Cold World War, and Korean War.
Cold World War.
Cold War. Wrong answer. World War Second. The movement saw participation of only men, only women, students, peasants, workers, women, and only leaders.
Only leaders.
Wrong answer. Students, peasants, workers, and women. The British banned Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha, Congress Party, all parties.
All parties.
Wrong answer. Congress Party. The Quit India movement showed unity against poverty, princess, colonial rule, jamidars.
Colonial rule.
Correct answer. The slogan "Do or Die" was delivered at Lahore, Delhi, Bombay Session, Karachi.
Bombay.
Correct answer. The Communist Party initially supported movement, did not support due to war stance, led movement, opposed British.
Did not support due to wall.
Correct answer. The movement was largely leaderless after negotiation, arrest of top Congress leaders, war ended, Muslim League support.
Arrest of top Congress leaders.
Correct. Quit India movement demanded British to leave. After war, in phase, immediately, gradually.
Immediately.
Correct. The Balia parallel government was led by. The Balia parallel government was led by Rajendra Prasad, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Chintu Pandey. Uh, Rajendra Prasad, Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Chittu Pandey.
Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Wrong answer. Chittu Pandey. Parallel government is Satara was known as. Parallel government in Satara was known as Azad Hind government, Prati Sarkar, Swaraj Sarkar, Kranti Sarkar.
Kranti Sarkar.
Wrong answer. Prati Sarkar. The Quit India movement was suppressed mainly by negotiation, reforms, force and repression, discussion.
Force and repression.
Correct answer. The underground radio was run by Aruna Asaf Ali, Sucheta Kriplani, Usha Mehta, Sarojini Naidu.
Usha Mehta.
Correct answer. Kasturba Gandhi died during imprisonment at. Kasturba Gandhi died during imprisonment at Sabarmati, Delhi, Aga Khan Palace, Bombay.
Aga Khan Palace.
Correct answer. Gandhi was imprisoned at Cellular Jail, Yerwada Jail, Aga Khan Palace, Red Fort. गांधी वॉज इम्प्रिजन्ड एट सेल्यूलर जेल में थे, कैद करके रखा गया था. सेल्यूलर जेल, यरवड़ा जेल, आगा खान पैलेस, रेड फोर्ट. रॉन्ग आंसर. आगा खान पैलेस. द ब्रिटिश प्राइम मिनिस्टर ड्यूरिंग 1942 वॉज क्लीमेंट एटली, विंस्टन चर्चिल, रामसे मैकडोनाल्ड, स्टैनली बाल्डविन. Wrong answer. Winston Churchill. The Quit India movement was lasted approximately. The Quit India movement was lasted approximately 1 month, 6 months, 2 to 3 year, and 10 year.
2 to 3 years.
Correct. The movement saw destruction of schools, temples, railway lines, hospitals.
Railway lines.
Correct answer. After Gandhi's arrest, leadership at ground level was taken by British officials, princes, local youth and students, Muslims.
Local youth and students.
Correct answer. Gowalia Tank Maidan is now known as Azad Maidan, Agast Maidan, Agast Kranti Maidan, Gandhi Maidan.
Agast Kranti Maidan.
Correct answer. The historic meeting of 8 August 1942 was held at Red Fort, Gwalior Tank Maidan, Jallianwala Bagh, Sabarmati Ashram.
Jallianwala Bagh.
Wrong answer. Gwalior Tank Maidan. The Quit India movement was officially adopted at Lahore session, Karachi session, Bombay session, and Calcutta session.
Lahore session.
Wrong answer. Bombay session. Quit India movement is important because it failed completely, had no impact, accelerated freedom process, supported British rule.
Accelerated freedom process.
Accelerated freedom process. Correct answer. The movement laid foundation for cabinet mission, 1947 independence, partition only, constituent assembly.
Constituent assembly.
Wrong answer. 1947 independence. The British finally realized that Indians were divided. They must leave India. Congress was weak. War would solve issue.
War would solve issue.
Wrong answer. They must leave India. Which year is called August Revolution? 1940, 1941, 1942, 1943.
फिर से बोल दीजिए एक बार.
1940, 1941, 1942, 1943.
1942.
Correct answer. The Quit India movement was mainly urban. Yes, no, both urban and rural. Only urban, only tribal.
Only urban.
Wrong answer. No, both urban and rural. The Quit India movement inspired INA activities, naval mutiny, post-war independence. All of these.
All of these.
Wrong answer. Post-war independence negotiations.
No, all of these. All of these.
Which newspaper supported the movement secretly? Times of India, Congress Socialist Republic, Congress Socialist Publication, British Gazette, and none.
And none.
Wrong answer. Congress Socialist Publication. The Quit India movement was supported by princes, British officials, common people, Muslim League only.
Common people.
Correct. The movement ended British illusion of strength, permanent rule in India, support, economy.
Support.
Wrong answer. Permanent rule in India. Which leader escaped arrest initially? Nehru, Patel, Aruna Asaf Ali, Rajendra Prasad.
Aruna Asaf Ali.
Correct answer. The movement strengthened, the Quit India movement strengthened British rule, communalism, national unity, provincial governments.
National unity.
Correct answer. कितने हो गए?
Sir, last one.
Okay.
Last one.
Quit India movement was reaction to Simon Commission, partition demand, British war policy, cabinet mission.
Participants demand.
Partition demand. Wrong answer. British policy.
Sir, 101 सही है 200 में से.
100.
1.
चलो
101.
तुम करो मार्किंग जरा. अभी 1 घंटा है तुम्हारा.
तो दीपिका का कब होगा?
देखो आ जाएगी तो होगा, वरना फिर शाम को बुलाएंगे.
सर अकेले रहेंगे ना शाम को?
नहीं आएंगे.
हम लोग भी आएंगे. एक मिनट उठाइएगा. वो छोटा छोटा दिख चलो जाइए मंदिर में. पूछिए.
Okay. The Pune Pact was signed in which year? 1928, 1930, 1932, 1935. Correct answer. The Pune Pact was signed on 15th August 1932, 24th September 1932, 26th January 1933, 1st January 1932. Okay. 15th August 1932, 24th September 1932, 26th January 1932, 1st January 1932. Wrong answer. 24th September 1932. The Pune Pact was signed between Congress and Muslim League, Gandhi and Jinnah, Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Nehru and Ambedkar. Congress and Muslim League, Gandhi and Jinnah, Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Nehru and Ambedkar.
Gandhi and B.R.
Correct answer. The Pune Pact was related to the issue of partition of Bengal, separate electorates, salt tax, Swadeshi movement.
Salt.
Wrong answer. Separate electorates. The Pune Pact was signed in which city? The Pune Pact was signed in which city? Bombay, Delhi, Pune, and Calcutta. Wrong answer. Pune. Pune Pact was a response to which award? Pune Pact was response to which award? Cabinet Mission Plan, Communal Award.
इससे पहले सही था गलत था?
गलत. Pune Pact was a response to which award? Cabinet Mission Plan, Communal Award, August Offer, Cripps Mission.
August.
Wrong answer. Communal Award. The Communal Award was announced by. The Communal Award was announced by Lord Irwin, Ramsay MacDonald, Winston Churchill, Lord Mountbatten. दोबारा. Lord Irwin, Ramsay MacDonald, Winston Churchill, Lord Mountbatten. Lord Irwin, Ramsay MacDonald, Winston Churchill, Lord Mountbatten. Wrong answer. Ramsay MacDonald. The Communal Award was announced in 1930, 1931, 1932, 1934. Correct answer. The Communal Award granted separate electorates to Muslims only, Sikh only, depressed classes, Christians only. Muslims only, Sikh only, depressed classes, Christians only. Correct answer. Mahatma Gandhi opposed separate electorates for. Mahatma Gandhi opposed separate electorates for Muslims, Sikh, depressed classes, Anglo-Indians. Correct answer. Gandhi began his fast against the Communal Award in Yerwada Jail, Sabarmati Ashram, Aga Khan Palace, Red Fort. Wrong answer. Yerwada Jail. Gandhi's fast began on 20 September 1932, 24 September 1932, 1st October 1932, 15 September 1932. Wrong answer. 20 September 1932. The Pune Pact increased the number of reserved seats for depressed classes. 71, 100, 148, 200.
140.
Correct answer. Under the Communal Award, the seats for depressed classes were 148, 71, 250. Wrong answer. 71. The Pune Pact provided for separate electorates, joint electorates, no representation, presidential rule. The Pune Pact provided for separate electorates, joint electorates, no representation, presidential rule. Correct answer. The depressed classes are now known as OBC, scheduled caste, ST, minorities. Wrong answer. Scheduled caste. Gandhi believed separate electorates would. Gandhi believed separate electorates would unite Hindu, divide Hindu society, help British rule, end caste system. Huh? Okay. Unite Hindus, divide Hindu society, help British rule, end caste system. Correct answer. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar initially supported joint electorates, separate electorates, no representation, cabinet mission. Huh? Wrong answer. Separate electorates. The Pune Pact is also known as Gandhi Ambedkar Pact, Lahore Pact. Wrong answer. Gandhi Ambedkar Pact. Pune Pact applied to elections under Government of India Act 1919, Government of India Act 1935, Indian Councils Act 1909, Regulating Act. Government of India Act 1919, Government of India Act 1935, Indian Councils Act 1909, Regulating Act. Government India Act 1919. Correct answer. Gandhi's fast was described as fast unto. Gandhi's fast was described as fast unto death, protest, freedom, peace. Freedom. Wrong answer. Death. The British Prime Minister during the Pune Pact was Churchill, Ramsay MacDonald, Attlee, Baldwin. Wrong answer. Ramsay MacDonald. The Pune Pact was ensured political representation for women, Dalits, Muslims, Sikh. Correct answer. Correct answer. The main demand of Ambedkar was Swaraj, separate electorates, salt removal, and partition. Salt. Separate electorates. हाँ. The agreement was signed in jail, parliament, ashram, court. Parliament. Wrong answer. Jail. The Pune Pact was related to which round table conference issue? The Pune Pact was related to which round table conference issue? Federalism, minorities, defense, trade. Correct answer. Okay. The pact provided reservation in provincial legislature, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Supreme Court. Lok Sabha. Wrong answer. Provincial legislature. The pact was compromise between British and Congress. First one, British and Congress, Gandhi and Ambedkar, Nehru and Jinnah, Tilak and Gokhale. British and Congress, Gandhi and Ambedkar, Nehru and Jinnah, Tilak and Gokhale. Wrong answer. Gandhi and Ambedkar. Gandhi represented Muslims, Congress, British, Princess. Gandhi represented Muslims, Congress, British, Princess. Congress. Correct answer. The pact increased seats almost double, triple, half, none. Wrong answer. Double. The pact avoided division with Hindu society. The Pune Pact replaced which system of election? The Pune Pact replaced which system of election? Proportional representation, separate electorates, adult franchisee, nomination system. Correct answer. Under the Pune Pact, elections were to be held through. Under the Pune Pact, elections were to be held through separate electorates, joint electorates, indirect electorates, nomination by governor. Correct answer. The Pune Pact was signed while Mahatma Gandhi was imprisoned at. The Pune Pact was signed while Mahatma Gandhi was imprisoned at. ले लो हो गया स्टार्ट. The Pune Pact was signed while Mahatma Gandhi was imprisoned at Alipur jail, अंडमान जेल, यरवदा जेल, लखनऊ जेल. अच्छा, एयरपोर्ट, अलीपुर जेल, अंडमान जेल, यरवदा जेल, लखनऊ जेल. Wrong answer. Yarbada jail. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar represented which community during the Pune Pact negotiations? Muslim, Sikh, depressed classes, Anglo-Indians. Okay. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar represented which community during the Pune Pact negotiations? Muslims. दोबारा सुनो. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar represented which community during the Pune Pact negotiation? Muslims, Sikhs, depressed classes, Anglo-Indians. Correct answer. The main objective of Pune Pact was to. The main objective of Pune Pact was to end British rule, safeguard minority rights, maintain Hindu society, maintain Hindu social unity, start civil disobedience. Social unity, correct. The Pune Pact provided reservation mainly in. The Pune Pact provided reservation mainly in central legislature, provincial legislature, village panchayat, municipal corporation. Central legislature, provincial legislature, village panchayat, municipal corporation. Correct answer, provincial. चाबी कहाँ है? देखो गाड़ी तो नहीं, गाड़ी नहीं से चाबी 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 यार देखो
या पेट्रोल वाले तो मेरे बैग में रखो तो ये वाली
हाँ हाँ है, मिल गए।
पापा मिल गए नहीं मिली अबे हमें तो बैठे बुला देता है तो चलेंगे तो जाके जुड़ा के
कहाँ पे थे? क्वेश्चन नंबर बोलो, कितने हो गए? 135, हाँ। The Pune Pact provided reservation mainly in central legislature, provincial legislature, village panchayat, municipal corporations. Correct answer. The Pune Pact increased the political voice of. The Pune Pact increased the political voice of women, farmers, scheduled caste, tribal communities. Correct answer. The communal award was announced by the British government in London, Delhi, Simla, and Bombay. London. Correct answer. Gandhi opposed separate electorates because he believed they would strengthen democracy, divide Indian society, help minorities, and untouchability. Wrong answer. Divide Indian society. The Pune Pact was signed just after Gandhi began his Dandi March, hunger strike, Quiet India movement, non-cooperation movement. Quiet India movement. Wrong answer. Hunger strike. The Pune Pact is considered important because it started a new movement, solved a major social issue, ended British rule, divided India. Wrong answer. Solved a major social issue. The pact ensured the reservation of seats for a period of 5 year, 10 year, 20 year permanent. Wrong answer. 20 year. Which issue was central to the Pune Pact debate? Language, religion, caste, region. Correct answer. The Pune Pact helped in expansion of communalism, political empowerment of Dalits, partition of India, creation of Pakistan. Uh, expansion of communalism, political empowerment of Dalits, partition of India, creation of Pakistan. Expansion of communalism, political empowerment of Dalits, partition of India, creation of Pakistan. Wrong answer. Political empowerment of Dalits. The Pune Pact was a result of violent protest, mutual compromise, British pressure only, Congress resolution. Violent protest, mutual compromise, British pressure only, and Congress resolution. Correct answer. The fast undertaken by Gandhi was meant to protest against. The fast undertaken by Gandhi, the fast undertaken by Gandhi was meant to protest against British taxation, separate electorates for depressed classes, Simon Commission, Round Table Conference. Wrong answer. Separate electorates for depressed classes. The Pune Pact brought an end of Gandhi's. The Pune Pact brought an end of Gandhi's imprisonment, political career, fast unto death negotiations. Imprisonment, political career, fast unto death, negotiations. Correct answer. Fast unto death. Correct answer. Which of the following best describes the nature of the Pune Pact? Which of the following best describes the nature of the Pune Pact? Revolutionary, religious, social and political agreement, military treaty. Correct answer. Social and political agreement. The Pune Pact was signed before the implementation of. The Pune Pact was signed before the implementation of Government of India Act 1919, Government of India Act 1919, Indian Councils Act 1909, Government of India Act 1935, Indian Independence Act 1947. Wrong answer. Third one, Government of India Act 1935. The Pune Pact recognized the need for separate nation, social justice, armed struggle, economic planning. Wrong answer. Social justice. The pact aimed to ensure fair representation without reservation, elections, social division, British approval. Correct answer. The Pune Pact is an example of British policy, Hindu-Muslim unity, negotiated settlement, revolutionary action. Correct answer. Negotiated settlement. नाम बोला करो third fourth नहीं. Which movement was going on during the time of Pune Pact? Which movement was going on during the time of Pune Pact? Quit India movement, civil disobedience movement, Swadeshi movement, home rule movement. Wrong answer. Civil disobedience movement. The Pune Pact avoided which possible outcome? The Pune Pact avoided which possible outcome? Economic crisis, partition of provinces, social fragmentation, war. Correct answer. Social fragmentation. The agreement was welcomed by British officials only. The agreement was welcomed by British officials only, Congress only, many social reformers, princess. The correct answer. The Pune Pact strengthened the idea of communal politics, social equality, British supremacy, regionalism. The Pune Pact was strengthened the idea of communal politics, social equality, British supremacy, regionalism. Wrong answer. Social equality. The pact provided a compromise between political rights and religious freedom, social unity, economic demands, military needs. Wrong answer. Social unity. The Pune Pact is studied mainly in the context of economic history, cultural history, social reform history, military history. Correct answer. The agreement highlighted the importance of dialogue between leaders of different countries, different castes, different religions, different provinces. Wrong answer. Different caste. The Pune Pact remains important because it addressed only political freedom, only economic issue, social justice and representation, international relations, and representation. Correct. The Pune Pact was primarily concerned with representation of Muslims, Sikh, depressed classes, Anglo-Indians. The Pune Pact was primarily concerned with representation of Muslims, Sikh, depressed classes, Anglo-Indians. Correct answer. The Pune Pact replaced separate electorates with direct nomination, joint electorates, communal voting, presidential system. The Pune Pact replaced separate electorates with. The Pune Pact replaced separate electorates with direct nomination, joint electorates, communal voting, and presidential system. Okay. The Pune Pact.
सही
हाँ सही. The Pune Pact was signed between Mahatma Gandhi and B.R. Ambedkar. True, false. Partly true, not sure. Wrong answer. True. Partly true बता रहा है. उसी पे क्वेश्चन 60 पूछ चुके. The pact was signed to end Gandhi's. The pact was signed to end Gandhi's protest march, fast unto death, imprisonment, political campaign. The pact was signed to end Gandhi's protest march, fast unto death, imprisonment, political campaign. Correct answer. The communal award was announced in August 1930, 1931, 1932, 1933. Correct answer. The Pune Pact increased reserved seats to. The Pune Pact increased reserved seats to 71, 100, 148, 200. Correct answer. Under the communal award, seats reserved for depressed classes were. Under the communal award, seats reserved for depressed classes were 148, 120, 71, 90. Correct answer. The pact mainly applied to central legislature only, provincial legislature, local bodies only, British Parliament. Wrong answer. Provincial legislature. The Pune Pact is also known as Delhi Pact, Lucknow Pact, Gandhi Ambedkar Pact, Lahore Pact. Wrong answer. Gandhi Ambedkar Pact. The pact was signed on 20 September 1932, 24 September 1922, 16 August 1932, 1 October 1932. Wrong answer. 24 September 1932. The Pune Pact was a compromise between political rights and economic freedom, social unity, religious reforms, military power. Wrong answer. Social unity. Gandhi opposed separate electorates because he believed they would. Gandhi opposed separate electorates because he believed they would strengthen British rule, divide Hindu society, help Muslims, end caste system. Correct answer. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar initially demanded. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar initially demanded Swaraj, joint electorates, separate electorates, complete independence. Correct answer. The pact provided the primary elections among all voters, depressed classes voters, British officials, princes. Voters, okay, correct. The Pune Pact is related to which broader issue? The Pune Pact is related to which broader issue? Language policy, caste representation, foreign policy, trade agreements, and language policy, caste representation, foreign policy, and trade agreement. Wrong answer. Caste representation. The pact aimed to promote communal division, social injustice, colonial control, military reforms. The pact aimed to promote. The pact aimed to promote communal division, social injustice, communal control, military reforms. Correct answer. Gandhi began his fast in which jail? Alipur jail, Yerwada jail, Tihar jail, Andaman jail. Wrong answer. Yerwada jail. The Pune Pact was signed in which present day state? The Pune Pact was signed in which present day state? Gujarat, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. Wrong answer. Maharashtra. The pact influenced provision of which act? The pact influenced provision of which act? Indian Independence Act 1947, Government of India Act 1935, Regulating Act 1773, Pitt's India Act. Wrong answer. Second one, Government of India Act 1935. The pact is considered a milestone in military history, social reforms, economic planning, foreign relations. ओके
सही था।
हाँ कौन सा था हाँ करेक्ट द पूना पैक्ट वाज ended the Pune Pact was ended Gandhi's fast on
सर 17 बच्चे हैं अभी का नहीं। मेरा बच्चा सबका सर मेरा तो मेरा सर कल कर लीजिए कल कर लीजिए
wait
ओके
हाँ?
बताइए कहाँ वो पिंक वाला अंदर ऑस्ट्रेलिया रशिया ये सब बड़ा अंटार्कटिका वहाँ पे नीचे